believe we don't build these types of homes anymore. I'm only 29, but do you remember when homes had those adorable little features that honestly made our lives so much easier? Because builders today only care about what looks good on a brochure and what will sell fast and cheap. Think about it. Builders have gotten so lazy. Everyone can add these features into their house very easily, and it will save us time, money, and a lot of headaches. My name is Krissy Llorca. I've sold over $30 million worth of real estate, and I know for a fact that homes that were built 100 years ago were built smarter and made your life 10 times easier. I know this for a fact because my grandfather was one of those builders, and these are the 10 features he told me will save your life and will always come back in style. So it's time we bring them back in 2026. First up, the milk door. In the 1920s, homes had a little door right by the front door where the milkman could actually come and drop off your milk, so that way it didn't get soiled or rotten. Right now, we buy a package with the hope that no one is going to come steal it right from our doorstep. But if we brought back the milk door and modern builders started to add a little hole in the outside wall that does not go inside, this way your Amazon packages and your groceries can get delivered securely and no one steals them, but they also cannot get inside your house. But builders only care about what looks good on a brochure, and they say
Open holes are a red flag. Who wants to put a hole in a wall? That's all I hear.
Every contractor and builder has an excuse after an excuse because they are lazy and they're always trying to run to their next project, even if they don't have one. Number 2 is the pocket door. Pocket doors are also commonly used for spaces that need to be more open when it comes to the flow of traffic. When you have 2 doors that hit each other exactly like this, it calls for a pocket door. Builders stopped using this in houses. Maybe it's because it requires them to open up the drywall, but your house should not have to sacrifice space because a builder is too lazy and cheap to spend a little extra time adding a pocket door. The great thing about pocket doors is that they are hidden, so you can take the door and completely slide it into the wall. Imagine being able to take a door and close it all the way off, now allowing the adults to have their own space whenever you want, but you can also have the open concept too. And I can hear the builders yelling at me that walls cost money, even little walls to add separation. But at least we all understand builders will find every excuse in the book. But if you come with your facts and you boss them around, you are going to make your life so much easier by adding these features. But number 3 is the biggest time saver, especially if you do a lot of cooking in the kitchen. And back in the day, they had something called the vintage prep station. Imagine a cutting board that pulls out, beneath it is a trash can. So you pull the cutting board out, you chop all your veggies, and then boom, discard it right into the trash can. This saves so much time because you're not running around in circles going back and forth. But builders, they give so much pushback. Many builders have eliminated countertop space in general, so you don't want your food touching everything you own. Builders will love to give you a hard time and say,
Why don't you just pay your kids to do it?
but unfortunately, builders just do not understand that we have a lot of things. If they were to add prep stations or appliance garages or walk-in pantries, they would be selling a lot more houses because it would actually make sense. No one wants to make a sandwich in a kitchen and then it looks like a crime scene right after. So you can even change out one of your cabinets to create your own DIY prep station, which I have a link for all the items that you would need. Comment prep station below and I will send that over to you. But you can definitely do this in your house. It's not that hard. It feels like common sense whenever I say it out loud. Why did they get rid of these in the first place? The next feature we must bring back is the central vacuum system. Builders added plumbing throughout the walls so that way you could plug in anywhere around your house. There would be sockets all around. You would go plug in the little vacuum hose and immediately start vacuuming. You didn't have to empty it. It would go directly into the garage. When I made the decision to go from a vacuum that plugs into the wall to a wireless vacuum, it takes me 5 times longer to clean my house because it runs out of battery in about 5 minutes, when all I could do is add a central vacuum system so that way I have outlets all throughout my house and I just plug in my vacuum. Imagine being able to plug in the vacuum right here and do my thing. So easy, way less time consuming to clean up crumbs, mess. But no, Builders give us the excuse that it takes a lot more time and planning to add the plumbing throughout the walls and it costs more money, which sounds to me like an excuse that I've heard one too many times, which you would think builders would love to use their phrase in their new model homes.
You know, back in my day, we have these features, so look at what I added to this house.
But no. They just gaslight us. But it's a good thing I'm bossy and I will be bringing all of these features into my new house whenever I do that. Because I've spent so much time creating this perfect list that will add money to your house and so easy to add, anyone can do it. I don't know why no one is talking about bringing this feature back, but I can guarantee you have never heard of feature number 5 we need to bring back. This gives childhood down to my core. Feature number 5 is a rumpus room. A rumpus room is a separate area inside of a house designated for entertaining and hosting. It's the perfect way to be able to host and utilize your house in multiple ways. And builders cannot give us pushback because it's not a bedroom. They don't have to build a closet. They just have to add a little more space for this extra area. That should be a necessity in everyone's house. If you have the land, I would totally add your own rumpus room and get your own she shed, put it in your backyard. If you're handy, build it yourself, because we deserve an area that allows us to breathe away from all the craziness. But builders, they complain about everything. But what home feature is better than a room to rump around in? It's a wraparound porch that goes from the front of your house all the way around the back. And I'm not talking about a tiny concrete slab. I want builders to bring back the wraparound porch because they forgot the most important part about owning a house and why the front yard is so important. Older builders understood that your house is not just for sleeping and entertaining, but it's for creating a community. Yes, the curb appeal matters, but your front yard is where neighbors become friends. It's where people make the immediate decision of whether they connect with your house or they don't. And do you know how many friends you can make on this front porch? So imagine a big wraparound porch where you can have drinks, food, chairs. It's also perfect for those people that you just don't want to bring them inside, you know? And by bringing this feature back, we'll maybe encourage people to spend more time outdoors, because it's definitely a feature that we have lost and our homes should be inviting. Builders give the excuse of, we don't have enough land, we don't have enough. Okay, then how about you stop building 0 lot lines? Figure it out. Not our problem. And you know what builders do not agree with? Putting holes inside of your roof. And you're probably like, Krissy, why would I put a hole in my roof? Well, back in the day, a feature that they had was called a central atrium, which is like having a garden in the center of your house, which is basically glass walls in the middle of your house that have a garden inside, have drainage so there's no water sitting there, and consistently pumps fresh air in and out of your house. This would allow you to open up all the windows in your house, open up the sliding glass doors in the atrium, allows you to feel the breeze as if you are outside, which just makes you feel happy and enjoy your house, especially if you're a homebody. I'm a homebody and my house has to feel magical. But what happens if your nosy neighbors want to come take a look inside your house? This next feature avoids any worry that your house will not look clean enough for your neighbor's approval. Walk-in laundry rooms with enough storage to hide all of your detergent, tools, stain remover, and also a laundry chute. So that way your dirty clothes can stay in one area and are not thrown around your entire house. Back in the day, homes had something called a laundry chute where there was a hole in the ceiling right there. This is where the hole would be and your laundry would come down. And then you'd be able to easily drag it and throw it into the laundry. You'd be able to work that washer and dryer like you were standing on the corner somewhere. But now, you'll be lucky if you even get a laundry closet. Most homes in Florida, the laundry is done in the garage, which can get sweaty, and it's not as desirable whenever it comes to selling your house. So this is my message to builders. Stop cutting corners and add the laundry room, the mud closets, the broom closets. We need the extra storage. Trust me, your brochures will look phenomenal phenomenal with this added feature, so you don't have to cry about wasting money. But nothing makes a builder cry more than giving them a job they do not agree with and said,
I would not do this if I were you.
but if you're going for something with great taste and will never go out of style, this next feature is for my hostess with the mostest. If you had one of these in your childhood, you know that having a pass-through window in your kitchen from the inside to the backyard was an absolute dream. I don't know why builders got so lazy. It's like they didn't want to spend money on one extra window or something. This way, you can pass out the drinks, the hot dogs, the soda, the chips, the fresh baked goods the moment they come out of the oven. You're not running in circles trying to host everyone, answer a gazillion questions. You're just trying to keep the kitchen in order, and having a pass-through window allows you to still be in the party, still be the hostess, but it's a small concept that really creates more community inside of your house. And the goal is that we create a home that we love, a home that feels easy and stress-free. But it seems like builders nowadays only add more stress. Builders can hardly give us enough closets in a house, so why would they give us storage? Add storage sheds. We need them. Utilize your lot, especially if you don't have an HOA. Most people worry that the storage shed is going to ruin how their house looks, but that's so not the case. Why should you be spending hundreds of dollars a month on top of your mortgage for a storage unit when you have a house that should be able to store everything? So what did we learn today? Modern builders actually means builders who are taking shortcuts and building cheaper houses and sticking a higher price tag on it so they can make a lot of money without doing as much work as older builders did. So stop going on Pinterest when it comes time to renovating your house and look at the history of what older builders did, because they were a lot smarter and knew exactly what they were doing. And if you made it this far, thank you. Comment a pink heart below so I can give you a lot of support on your channel, because I appreciate you watching it all the way through. My burning question is, which of these 10 features would you actually pay more money for? Drop your thoughts below in the comment section. Let me know features that I missed, or maybe features that you disagree with. And if you're currently in the market to buy a new house and you want to see a house that has soul and hits almost every feature we talked about, this listing right here is for sale. Comment marathon and I will send you all the details. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and come back next time. Bye.